Welcome everybody to a Falcon revisit of Kingdom. If you are familiar with the channel, we actually covered Kingdom from beginning to end last year in 2015 when it first released. I had a blast with this game. This was honestly one of my top indie games of 2015. I remember just having so much fun with it. The soundtrack was amazing. The pixel graphics are just downright gorgeous, and it's so easy to lose track of time with this game. Like, you'll sit down here for a while and you're thinking, okay, I'll just do a couple of nights and kind of like, get myself comfortable here. Next thing you know, you're like over here sinking like 3 or 4 hours into the game. You're like, oh my god, where did time go? That's actually what happened to me last night, but that's a different story. We have been hit with an open beta content update. I do believe the idea is going to be a few more content and probably like hidden surprises and secrets in the game as well, because with Kingdom there was like a lot of like mystery when it first released, like what does everything mean, and then people started figuring it out. But I guess for today what I wanted to do is actually take a little spin at it again. I have been doing some stuff off camera here, as you could probably see. But the main thing I wanted to cover here today was actually showing you that workers now run. This was a big issue that a lot of people had early on in the day, or not early on in the day, but when the game first released, where you're thinking like, there's things to be done. Why are these workers walking everywhere when they could just be running? Like, if you need to get this wall fixed, you need to get like this, you see that? He's running. I hired these guys. Well, hey, thanks a lot for that. I'm just shaking these guys out for money too. I'm running like a protection racket over here. It's like, you want to be part of my kingdom? Cool, you got to pay up, my friend. But workers now run, which is a really, really good addition to the game, because, it didn't make sense back in the time when, let me go ahead and buff up my worker statue over here. When things needed to be done, and these guys are just kind of like, walking over to an area, and you're like thinking, dude, there's a giant raid of these monsters coming. Oh my goodness god, okay, thanks a lot. Speaking of which, my primary goal right now is, other than talking about, people being able to run now, which is so great, is we're gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight you, but here, take money. Just take money. Take money. Leave this guy alone. I want him to be part of my squad here, okay? Apparently, I am running a protection agency over here. Alright, so there he goes. That's one of the enemies right here. If you're not familiar with Kingdom, mind you, just pay attention and you will probably learn all about it here in this video. Really, really fun game. If you didn't pick it up last year, I do believe you could probably get it like at 50% now of the original price. It's not really an expensive game. And let me tell you, the amount of time you'll sink into this will definitely be worth it. But it's honestly one of my favorite games of 2015, so I definitely do recommend it if you haven't picked it up yet. Alrighty, so right now we have a gate right there. That's where that little monster dude came out of. Our goal in Kingdom is to bring down those portals and then, save the crown. Right now we are playing as a queen. We have a crown on our head. As you can see, all this money right here that we have does work out kind of like the whole Sonic. Don't drop money into the water. What's wrong with you? Kind of plays out like the Sonic the Hedgehog here. If you lose out of your coin altogether, the last thing available to you is going to be the crown. And if those monsters pick up that crown, it is game over for you. Let's see, we're going to let this go here into night. So essentially, it works as a day and night system. Daytime, you'll be able to, hire people, reinforce your base, set up some defenses. Nighttime, you kind of just want to play defensive measures and make sure that those monsters here don't come out and get into your kingdom. It starts off relatively easy, and then, if you're familiar with the game or not, it ramps up quite fast. You have big dudes that throw boulders at you. You have these flying dudes that basically come out of the air and snatch up your archers from their nest. It is, like a really, terrifying game in that regard, because these monsters are actually quite creepy. But, let's see. What I'm trying to do right now is bring down the gate at the left-hand side. We have 2 night parties over here set up. What I want to do is bring it down because there is a new feature as well that was actually added with this content update in terms of those gates now. And I want to show it off here and, just kind of give you a little bit of introduction and a return kind of like, hey, there's been a big content update if you guys want to check it out again. So here's what we're going to do. Right now we have 2 night squads here with their archers already set up. I'm going to go ahead and invest some money here. And what this is going to do, it is going to initiate an assault on that gate that we saw over there. I'm not sure why. 3 assaults? No, it's only 2. Okay, I was a bit confused there. You can only carry on 2 knights on each side of the map. You have your left-hand side and you have your right-hand side. And you can hire 2 knights. What they're going to do is that they're going to actually lead the attack to the gate while protecting your archers as your archers do damage to the gate itself. Once you bring down the gate, that is when the gates of hell get opened, and this flood of monsters will come out and basically annihilate your squad over here. Now, there's ways to mitigate that with a lot of money, which we do have. Apparently, these monsters are easily, turned on by the sight of gold here. Not that I blame him, I probably would too, but that's because I'm a poor individual. So the sight of gold does kind of get me a bit hard here. But that's too much information, obviously. Here is going to be our gate. So we're waiting for our dudes to come over here so we can bring that down. My goal for this video is to bring down this gate and show you exactly the new addition as well as to what happens when you bring down a gate, because I think it's a really cool feature, because a lot of the complaints people had initially in the past was people or your workers, your fighters not running, which they do now, and also the monotony in terms of running from one side of the map all the way to the other side of the map whenever you need to get some buffs, when it's, you know, to buff your workers, to buff your archers. Speaking of which, I should probably buff my archers before we came over here. Oh well. Alright, keep attacking, come on. Come on, we got time to waste. Luckily, as you see, the knights will indeed just knock these guys back. Meanwhile, hopefully my archers attack. Would be nice. So as you can see right now, one of the rocks on the gate is already kind of falling loose here. I should have really buffed you guys up, huh? Oh! Well, I was gonna go run over there to the other side of the map and buff them up, but they're doing a pretty good job now. So here is where hell is gonna let loose pretty soon. The moment this gate comes down, come on, keep going at it. You guys want money? Here's money. Here's money, take it. Just shoot. Just shoot. Knights are still alive? Cool, cool. Keep blocking them. Now, once this is done, we're gonna run like hell. And it is done. So here is the flying dudes, which are creepy as all hell. What we want to do right now, you see them? They're just grabbing people and then taking them back into the other portal, because there's a second portal all the way at the end over there. You know what? My knights are doing a pretty good job of holding them back, honestly. Normally these... Is that it? No way! No way! Is that it? Hey, here you go. So what happened right now is that they took damage, so when they take damage, like the archers for instance, they'll lose their bow. And they'll become like a regular vagrant. Actually, a regular worker that's part of your crew. Once you give them, like right now this guy was not part of my crew anymore. I gave him a coin, so he turned into one of my peasants, and now he's going to go back to the town, pick up a bow or a hammer, become an archer, become a worker, etc., etc., a farmer as well. We'll talk about the farmers here pretty soon. But here's what I wanted to show off. That was actually a really, really easy flood of that gate. Normally, I remember that being crazy back in the days. Like the moment you would bring down that gate, like an entire flood would come out, and you'd have to run all the way to the middle of your map and hopefully fend off the assault. So as you can see now, this was not a feature. Did I? There's only one portal on this side of the map. You know what? I'm actually playing a save from last night. Yeah. You know, I already took down the first one. Huh. That's very interesting. We should have two of these guys. Well, whatever. Okay, so we took that down now. It's day 6. Day 6? I played this up to like day 40 last night. You know what? I think I got an update today. I have a feeling it somehow reset my days, but I kept all of my progress. Huh, well, that's fine. That's probably the reason why that gate wasn't so bad. Now I see. Anyway. We're not really here to, like, you know, play the game from start to finish again. I've already done that in the past, but I wanted to show off the neat little new features about running, and also this right here, which is the important part of this video. So my workers will indeed come and run over here and get this built. So that's pretty cool. So, I mean, it's pretty cool because it's easier for me, but I kept my progress, but the game reset back to day 1 because I already had access beforehand to the update, but I guess now it went live, and when it went live, it updated again. Whatever. I don't even understand how to explain it. Here we go. You see this portal? So if you go ahead and invest 1 coin into this portal, I thought initially this was to kind of spy on the entire world, but no, it's even more than that. Just keep in mind there is a bit of a timer here. So whenever this starts flashing, it is time for you to... Let me see if I can just kind of prolong it. There it goes. You saw what happened? I was in the one entire side of the map completely. That is essentially a portal, so you could use that to travel from one side of the map to the other one really, really easily. Here are my peasants that I rehired just now. They're back over here. Let's go ahead and get... I don't really need knights on the left-hand side anymore, so you know what? Let's go ahead and just make a lot of archers here for the right-hand side. So what I'm doing right now is I'm buying bows, and then peasants that we hire will come over here and pick up a bow and become an archer. We have the same ability over here with the workers, and there is also the knights right here with the banners, and then we have the farmers over here as well. The farmers are really good, especially if you keep them safe, because they will produce money for you over time. So you definitely want to have a few farmers over here doing jobs for you. Your archers will indeed hunt rabbits for gold. You could also lure deer into the archers, and they will also kill deer. I do feel that deers have been nerfed with this update because early on when I started, farming last night, I noticed that the income for deer kills was actually quite low compared to what it used to be. So I think they did nerf that here a little bit. You see this horse over here too? Now you could actually switch horses on the fly too. So if you want to swap over to the brown one from the black one, you could do that. I don't think there's any really significant difference other than just, superficial, but there you go. That's another feature as well that's been added. We have another... Oh! Why are you guys attacking? Oh, it's because it's nighttime, I guess? Huh, I'm surprised that the night isn't on the other side of the map. We have our little, what are those called? The trebuchets? Trebuchet, whatever. But they launch boulders at these dudes. Yeah, I'm a bit upset because I wanted to show off some of the crazier monsters. We saw the flying guy, which is really terrifying, but I'm not going to be able to show off the boulder throwing one, the huge guy. What's really interesting to note, if you're familiar with Kingdom before the update, this guy, by the way, you could, pay money to, and he's going to go to your town and... Oh, it's a blood moon! Oh, you know what? Before we wrap up the video, let's see if we can survive the blood moon. We probably should, because we have a lot of strong characters, and the game reset progress for me. What I can do, though, is here is my archer statue. I'm going to come over here and donate money to get my archers all buffed up. So, I don't think I've taken down any portals from the right-hand side. So we should see, unless that was it. Did we already take care of it? That was a small wave? I guess it could have been it. The entire, reset of my progress is just kind of throwing me off completely here. Let's see, there should be another portal coming up soon. Yeah, there it is right there. Nobody's coming out. Yeah, I guess that was it. We just took care of it already initially because, we're too strong and the game reset me back to, day 7. Oh, there you guys have it anyway. This is Kingdom now. We showed off the little warp feature. We showed off the fact you can switch horses now. Workers now run. The one last thing I wanted to show off here was what? Oh yeah, the boulder guys. The big monsters that throw boulders at your trebuchets in return, which, they're really strong. Back in the day, you could just wait till daytime and, I guess, bait them left and right. And I'm talking about baiting them left and right, not literally, taking their penis out and masturbating them. You could just bait them, left and right because they were easy to kind of, have them follow you. When daytime or the sun would rise, essentially, they would die over time. Now, they no longer die when it's daytime. You have to literally kill these guys. So when there's a blood moon, you have to make sure you have enough defenses to take them down. Otherwise, they will remain on the map for countless days on end until you finally kill them completely. So, yeah, it's a bit more difficult in that regard. The farming has been, I guess, nerfed here a little bit as well. But I guess they've kind of tried to make a difference now with the running and the warping feature. I don't know. So the game feels a bit more difficult now because of the fact that you can't really cheese it so much anymore. But at the same time, there have been, little minor additions as well. And I'm not sure there's any, secrets to talk about as well because, I've just played with the beta here for a couple of hours last night. But I was just trying to farm up to get to this point to show off this video. But there you guys have it. If you continue to play Kingdom, if you pick it up for yourselves, let me know if you find anything new. I'm actually really interested to see if they have any secrets now added. Especially now if you beat the portals, maybe there's a new type of endgame scenario. I don't know. But Kingdom, if you haven't checked it out in the past, do so. Information will be in the description below. I will catch you next time.